December 23rd, 1930. It would seem that I have received an early Christmas gift of sorts this year, delivered to myself unexpectedly, earlier this very evening. Although I am but a temporary custodian of it, I must admit that I do not feel much remorse in choosing to examine the contents before passing them along to his family. The parcel was sent from the university, along with some other items of Arthur's. It appears old Piggy had received a shipment not long after his passing. The accompanying letter from Professor Whitaker explained that Arthur had recommended myself to act as a guardian of any property he might have left behind in the case of his sudden departure. I believe at the time he proposed this as a result of a pressing research jaunt abroad, and not referring to the ascension of his poor soul. It is strange, then, that Arthur left those instructions only a week before his heart failed him down in East Sussex. Stranger still that Whitaker is the professor of music, not literature, which one would have presumed Arthur had been liaising with. Unless he finally gave in and decided to bring back Holmes, and required greater authority with which to describe his violin mastery. So it is a gift from the grave, as it were. I am certain he would forgive my ill humour. I miss him so, and any article of esoterica I discover I keep to myself, lest I am treated to the smirks and deliberate coughs of the supposed scholars who prattle on endlessly at the society. Or even worse, the Freemasons, whose very ideology is based on myth and superstition. I leave this place so seldom now, that after losing Mary last winter and Arthur this summer, I believe I may never speak to another living soul again. Perhaps I should be fortunate enough to commune with them at one of the gas meetings down on Holland Street. December 24th, 1930. I do believe he's finally found it. I could not wait any longer and decided to open the damn thing. Of all the times I thought he was pulling my leg about his trips to the Iraqi state and the gems he had discovered there. The bartering was spending his fortune on whispers, rumours of strange figures and forbidden recitals. Names I could never pronounce and acts which I would never stain or tarnish this ledger by describing here. It is a miracle that the strings could remain intact for a millennia. I'm so humbled that I daren't even touch them. But how could I pass up an opportunity to play the strings rumoured to have been heard in the Lord's presence? Though aren't we all supposedly always in the Lord's presence? Fortunately, we do all act as such, and the sun will rise on saints and sinners both, for now. A sinner I am, for it has an allure I find overwhelmingly difficult to resist. As I do not possess a harp, and it would take an age to obtain one, my violin will have to do. Whitaker could locate one at a later date. Perhaps I should turn in. December 25th, 1930. It is a Merry Christmas, I suppose, in that I have made it vaguely in mind and body from the previous one. It is to be my first without Mary or Arthur, and I will try my best to keep myself occupied. I believe the Christmas spirit may not be the only one abroad, and I'm not referring only to the brandy. My dreams last night were troubled by a presence, a shadow, which offered me little respite. It stalked me along corridors and whispered my name in a strange tongue. I came to notice that my own shadow had vanished, perhaps deserting me in realization of what was to come. My melancholy torments my waking hours and pursues my soul into its nightly repose. A troubled rest for a troubled mind. I awoke on the floor of my study. The violin is nowhere to be found. My arm appears burned. I must have left my pipe alight, or perhaps an errant match. I feel even more that I'm not alone. I must lie down again. I must lie down again. I do not know what is happening. I'm even unsure of the date. My journal is filled with strange ciphers and languages I've never even encountered, with pages torn. And that noise! I hear words repeated ceaselessly as if from prayer or promise. Tread softly, screaming whispers, embrace the gentle ruin. February 15th, 1931. Silence, of a sort, though I will never hear again. I am alive, at least. I was told the police were contacted when a neighbour overheard my screams. They diagnosed a cardiac arrhythmia, brought on by an excess of alcohol and medication, prescribed or otherwise. This journal has been my sole confidant of late. So I've been taking the air a little more, and have even visited the club. I understand that it is apathy that will call for ruin.